Namaste. Welcome to my channel. I am Shannon, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this Saturn station direct in Pisces today. This is something we're all going to feel, especially if you have a Saturn ruled chart, if you are a Capricorn, Aquarius, if you're Pisces, if you're Virgo, you probably feel this too because this is directly opposite of you. And I know we all are feeling this in some way. So let's talk about this. And I'm going to pull a few cards, a couple auspicious symbol cards as I get to the end of this, just to send us a little luck and love for this. Because this is stationing in a sign, Saturn being this, is stationing in the sign of Pisces, which actually is opposite of the nature of Saturn. Saturn builds boundaries. Saturn constructs. Saturn teaches. Saturn is wisdom. And I want us to remember how Saturn is actually crone wisdom, as well as the masculine version of Saturn we often hear about. The wisdom of the crone comes from Saturn. We often interpret Saturn as being difficult. Saturn's trying to teach us wisdom. We can choose to learn wisdom on our own, and we don't have to go through the difficult circumstances Saturn sometimes will produce. So that's where we can tap into the crone energy. And what is that? The crone energy is like the deep feminine wisdom of the earth. And I know that part of my job here as a light worker is actually to channel that crone wisdom. And you know, the word crone itself, we've put a lot of negative connotations on what does that even mean? Who wants to be a crone after all? It's like the old ugly lady, right? But also, in some ways as a species, we've utterly disregarded and disrespected the crone energy. We haven't always recognized it for what it is. So as Saturn represents all of that, and it's going through the sign of Pisces, which is dissolving energy. This is the end karma. This is the last sign of the zodiac, which is it encompasses all the other signs, if we think of it that way. And it is that final journey of your soul that Pisces represents, where you finally just integrate everything and just absorb and assimilate, right? So with Saturn in a sign like Pisces, it doesn't have the same effect as it does in other signs. Reality literally dissolves around Saturn. So I don't know if you have noticed any weird glitchy stuff. I personally have seen some really weird stuff that I can't really explain, where like one day I was looking for my keys and they were not in my purse. I looked 3 times. I dumped my purse out, empty. It was not there. And about 30 minutes later, I gave up, came back about 30 minutes later, and there were my keys sitting right on top of my purse, right in my purse, right on top. How could I have missed them? No way, right? No way. So I know time is wonky right now. It's a little bit weird, and that's the effect of Saturn dissolving. So Saturn is stationary, meaning it's moved forward up to almost 7 Pisces. It moved backward retrograde. It's sitting kind of in one spot, and it's not going to move forward very much at all this month. If you think about it as just slowly rolling back to a stop and just sort of stationary before it starts moving forward, still, it takes a bit to get going. So it'll be all the way until I think April, until it hits back at that point at which it was originally 6-7 Pisces. So we have a little bit of momentum coming our way that might slowly build up with this Saturn moving forward. Finally, wherever Pisces is in your chart has been stalled a little bit, hasn't moved forward. You've been stuck. It's like Saturn's been just like cycling, just slowly, just like backing up and being like, do you have all the things you need here? Are you noticing everything you need to notice here? Are you putting structure in place where you need to have structure? Are you putting boundaries in place where you need to have boundaries? And Saturn's going to show you where you aren't getting it right. And that's, again, why sometimes we think of Saturn being a tough energy, because Saturn will show us things. Suddenly, next thing you know, something's revealed and we see it and we can't unsee it. That's the Saturn energy in Pisces just revealing things to us. So it's our job to just flow with it and allow and just notice when it happens and say, thank you, Saturn, for showing me. Thank you for your wisdom. I mean, for me, I try to dig into some wisdom traditions to be able to answer the energy of Saturn. I'm a rising Pisces. Saturn's sitting right on my rising sign at 0. asking me to create some different boundaries in my human self, in my body, in my life, and to get some wisdom, to create some real wisdom, something that I can take action on, not just like floating around the clouds and imagining what might be. Saturn is here to make our dreams real, to bring it into earthly existence, to bring it into reality. So we just have to be patient because Saturn makes us work for it. You know, it's like that idea of like anything worth having is worth working for, and that's Saturn, that's straight Saturn. So we can have it be difficult where we fight Saturn, we fight change, we fight the inevitable, or we can flow with it. That's kind of the trick of dealing with Saturn energy. Accept the wisdom and know that it's coming and know that it's for you. So I'm gonna pull those 2 auspicious symbol cards and see what the universe will channel for us, what the universe will send us along our journey here with Saturn. What do we have, universe? What luck and love? Okay, the Eye of Nazar. I love this. See things clearly. Perfect. This is like the evil eye. Sometimes you'll see the Eye of Nazar lets you see things clearly. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Saturn sends you clarity. And sometimes clarity is painful because we see things we didn't see and we didn't want to see. This is for you, dear friend, dear soul. Saturn sending you some clarity. So that's your first auspicious symbol. The second auspicious symbol we are sending today from the universe. Maneki Neko, lucky cat. I love this so much. I will take it. This is abundance. This is a sign of good things coming. This is prosperity. Maneki Neko is lucky cat. It's like luck is on your side. So here's the thing. When you do take advantage of the Saturn energy and use it for your good, Saturn blesses you. Saturn rewards. You know, Saturn rewards with blessings and abundance. So I just send you that, dear soul. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're into other tarot, please check out my daily tarot playlist. I also have some guided meditations that I do. And I really, really appreciate your support of my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.